everyone, and welcome to episode 133 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series, where this should be a very exciting episode because unless we take a very long time, we should be finally completing Living World Season 2, which is the Living World season we have spent the last several mini episodes exploring through, and it has been a really great experience. But of course, through any Living World season or any expansion, we will eventually reach the end before moving on to the next thing. For the next thing in our case is the first expansion for Guild Wars 2 called Heart of Thorns, which I'm super excited to get to, but let's get to it. We're this Return to the Silver Waste, where we are currently in episode 7, where we have one mission left, and then we have 3 missions to do in episode 8. Let's speak with prior historian Giki to see if there's ever been Centaur in the Silver Wastes, where we can ask about Centaur settlements. And in the far Silver Waste, there used to be some, where we can go ahead and head over towards that way, but we can meet with Seraph Master Sergeant Hetch to see if he can find out a way to get there, which I wonder if there is a way to get there. We definitely haven't explored it already, where we can talk to the Seraph and ask about that. And then we can speak with the Skrit right here, and we can ask about the Skrit tunnels, and we can go ahead and find the one that leads to the far Silver Wastes, which of course is a tunnel that we have already taken to an area we have already been to, as I got map completion however many episodes ago that was. But here in the central Silver Waste, we can just run over this way. And fortunately for us, the Skrit tunnels are indeed active, so let's get in here before they suddenly deactivate, because the Skrit Scratch gets attacked by a bunch of bandits. But here in the far Silver Waste, featuring a bunch of beetles, and there's some Hylic over there, interestingly enough, we can go ahead and enter this story mission of No Refuge, which has incredible art here in the loading screen, where we can speak with Marjorie, and of course we're going to use our last memory seed at the proximity to strong memory that we need to fill up by getting as close to the strong memory as possible, where I think it's right, okay, we went further, and then right here.
I hope you don't mind that I invited some friends in case we need backup here.
So we can go ahead and interact with Fallon and try to find Wynn, where we have these shadowy bulwarks here, and Cadrian, or however you pronounce his name, and of course this is the fledgling beginnings of the Nightmare Court.
Why don't you do the talking with these creatures up ahead? You have a better way with strangers.
And of course we know that the Muguma Centaurs are a pretty peaceful tribe of centaurs, and Wynn is a pretty peaceful individual as well, where we can go ahead and look for Wynn further in the camp, and where it has been the Centaur's privilege to have her as a guest. Where, let's run this way.
They are like Wynn, like the ones nurtured by Ventari's words.
It must mean something to have the people of the Pale Tree among us now.
And they know of Ventari, where Ventari was kind of a hermit in many ways.
Live among these animals?
And Fallon has a negative view of them, where the centaurs do not enjoy that. But we have the main centaur weaver to chat with here, who we can do exactly that, and we can ask about Wynn, where we will go ahead and wait for her.
How do we know they aren't lying to us? Let's just go track her down.
And there's Wynn coming in this direction.
Well, look who's here at last.
Ah, Wynn. Look, you have visitors.
Keith, Fallon. My friends here had ancestors who knew Ventari. They're almost like cousins.
I am no kin to animals, and I am tired of Ventari's nonsense. You need to come with us now.
No, Fallon. I go where I please. And just now, it pleases me to stay among friends.
You've already dragged us halfway across Tyria to collect you, dear.
Wynn, you may remain with us as long as you wish. As our guest. You are entitled to our protection.
This is no concern of yours, my friend. Wynn is our sister.
Keith, I would have words with you. Now.
By all means, have words, Keith. Just make our point clear.
Let's go ahead and chat with our friend, potentially foe here, where we are playing as Keith, of course.
Oh, you will regret doing that.
And something is happening outside of the tent, where Fallon has done
Keith,
something.
They've turned on me.
Where she says the centaurs have turned on her and now they are hostile towards us. And I guess the only thing we have to do here is to help defend Fallon and our other Sylvari here.
Stop this at once!
Where we have our friend we were just chatting with, who we can go ahead and strike down. And then a bunch of other centaurs here as well, including a veteran Laguna hunter who we really have to deal with very quickly. And I do kind of just spam abilities. I should maybe like try to like learn the best things to do here, but I think pressing 5 when it's off cooldown is definitely going to be helpful for us. And then just like pressing 1, 2, and 3 a lot. I don't think 4 is going to be super good for us. I don't think it deals too much damage, but escape is going to be good to heal. And then we have this nice movement ability here. We can just throw down some condies and also pull enemies towards us, where I feel like this would do break bar damage, but it doesn't say specifically. Where I'm also taking a lot of damage, so I should try to be careful. Maybe kill this Minder. The Lancer will die, the Minder will die, and then the Peacekeeper is pretty low. There we go. Heal up. Kill these 2 centaurs, and we have 2 more coming in. And 3 more from behind, where they do have a lot of stuns that we need to be careful about, and I accidentally interrupted those cow trips there. And I keep getting stunned over and over. I'm gonna have number 5 available here, so let's use this. And I just got the Centaur Slayer achievement, which is a little unfortunate that we got it during this story mission, but I guess that's fine. I'm definitely not a big fan of fighting peaceful centaurs, of course. But this is what Keith did way back when, where now we can track down Wynn. And we can see so many Nightmare Cardinal around here. Alright, let's go ahead and maybe sneak past the centaurs. Continue to track Wynn this way, where we don't have to necessarily kill those centaurs back there. And here in the center is Wynn, where we can go ahead and try to talk this out, where Wynn does not want to do that, and Fallon is coming and running this way, and we can see a centaur over there by the name of Togon Windmane.
Leave me alone! What have you done?
Now, you know we didn't want any of this.
Wind, heed my call. You cannot be allowed to escape after what you have done here.
Keith, handle this. Wynn's run back to the refuge.
And a boss fight, where I don't entirely remember the mechanics here. There's like a really difficult achievement, I think, without dying, and avoid all sand pools and wind walls. So basically do this flawlessly. I think we can kill the earth elemental, and then we're going to get that, which he can run into, where we killed him on top of it, which is good. I also failed the achievement, but he's going to get to the shield again. There's a wall we need to avoid, where we're going to get this earth elemental that spawns, and go ahead try to maybe continuously kill the earth elementals on top of him, but maybe that's hard for us to deal with damage that way. I'm going to sneak around here, And get to 60%. So it looks like every 20% maybe. And then we have another earth elemental here. Oh, looks like we can paralyze him while he's invulnerable, which is actually kind of nice. Let's kill this earth elemental. There we go. And then I'm really low on health, but oh, we got him to 50% there.
Cannot suffer you to live.
Let's try to throw this down. Oh, he's running this way. Oh, we got another earth elemental. Let's kill this one earth elemental, and now we can deal damage to him. Got him to 30%, it looks like. I am definitely very low on health. Looks like we had to break like 2 earth elementals in order to kill him there, and I think we might be dying soon. Oh, the earth elementals don't have to die on top of him. They just like launch towards him. But 9% left. Can we dodge through this wind wall? And we can avoid it like that. So evade these attacks, kill these 2 earth elementals like this. Should be pretty easy. And then we can just obliterate him. And that's a pretty easy fight. But the achievement to do it flawlessly is definitely pretty difficult. And I remember struggling with it a lot. But that's a really fun and engaging fight, and I like it a lot. But we can see all of the centaurs in this village are now dead, and Wynn is trapped crying.
My poor friends. I'm so sorry.
Some friend you are. They gave you shelter here so you could hide with them from us. Then you set them against us, and just look what happened. They might have overwhelmed Kaith and I, had my friends not happened along to help us.
Stop. I can't be here another moment. I won't.
I don't believe it! There she goes again!
And here we are back with Marjorie, where we can describe what just happened, where Wynn ran into a cave that had that interesting symbol, and we can run that way ourselves. Let's go ahead and summon our flesh golem just in case we need some extra defenses here, where there's an armadillo and a rat that we might need the flesh golem against, but there might be some Mordrim around here that we should keep an eye out for. And of course, no more centaur camps here, but this cave with this symbol does still exist. Let's go ahead and speak with Marjorie again as she investigates this area, and I think we can plant our last seed inside of this cave. But to return to this cave is something to do in the future. Let's go ahead and leave this instance and return to the Silver Wastes, where we can complete this story mission, and with that we will complete episode 7 of Living Road Season 8, where we can go ahead and begin Point of No Return, the final story mission. But first, let's grab these rewards, including this mastery point that we can go ahead and put into our Scholar of Secrets mastery, which is the final mastery that we need in Central Tyria, where we have now leveled up all of our masteries, and we are at mastery rank 49, and all of our experience does indeed go towards spirit shards. Let's check our mail here, where Marjorie talks about the origins of the symbol found at the rock wall, where we can return to the German Priory and chat with Ogden Stone Healer once again. Into the Arcana Obscura story mission, which is a very popular story mission because it's very similar to the last time we came to the German Priory, where we can chat with Sous Chef Seymour Oxbone, who went off on his culinary explorations, and we can go ahead and head into here, where we can enter the special collections once again, where once again this is just one of my favorite areas in
I drew Ogden a
Gilbert's.
sketch of that symbol we saw in the Silver Wastes. He thinks the Priory may have something that can help us dispel the magic that's locking us out of the cave. If we're lucky, it'll lead us closer to Kaith and Glint's egg. Ready when you are, boss. Ogden's waiting for us inside. Lead the way.
Let's go ahead and head further into the special collections, and we can just take another moment to just look at how beautiful and cool this entire area is.
That vision
Where
was from
Ogden
years
Stone
ago.
Healer is going to be back down here as Marjorie talks behind us, wondering about the vision, and we can find the stone dwarf.
We meet again. Miss Delacroix already filled me in. Shame about the Master of Peace and the egg. It seems a magic barrier stands between you and your quarry. It belongs to the Forgotten.
Where he says, I know this symbol. The Forgotten were ancient and powerful snake beings, very similar in appearance to the Crate, but far more advanced and intelligent. They wielded great magic. The Forgotten, of course, are individuals that we found in the original Guild Wars and are defenders of Glint, where there is a lot of deep lore and story related to the Forgotten, where they are one of the 5 ancient races who did battle against the Elder Dragons 10,000 years ago, alongside the dwarves, of which Ogden Stone Healer is a dwarf, of course, where we can ask this is their symbol, and it is known as a Forgotten Seal, where Sylvari once inserted a golden seal to trigger the cave's portal to open. Where we don't have it, what should we do? And we can go ahead and override the magical lock with Divine Fire, where we need to get into the cave, where we can go to the special collections and find the tome about the gods and Divine Fire.
I'll provide help when I can. Otherwise, I'll remain here, quietly judging your progress from afar.
Judging our progress from afar. Okay, let's go ahead and head up here. This is a really interesting icon or whatever on our map,
So it's a symbol that was used by the Forgotten. Nice find.
where it's like a square kind of. But we need to find a tome about the Forgotten and Divine Fire, where
We're
we
near
can
the
check
section
through your
on arcane
magic.
magic.
We have Summoner's Fate, Fire of the Gods. Take the book. Okay, now that was really easy. Let's return to Magister Stone Healer. I love how we're just holding this book. But we can go ahead and ask about this. And there is good news and potentially bad news. Where there's a wax seal in this book bearing a symbol like the one Miss Delacroix drew. If destroyed, it initiates a series of events that he's not entirely sure about. Where you will encounter an echo of Turai, Asa, but don't get ahead of yourself. To ensure success, you need to find 3 relics with ties to Asa. We have some around here. Where let's check in here. There's a faded map with Oldmere, scattered papers. Glint's hourglass, of course, which is incredibly cool. Now is not the time to go back in. But maybe the stack of crystals? No. Can just check the old bottle.
Oh,
Faded
check
map.
this out.
Marjorie said you better check this out. Oh, let's take the map.
Magical wards have been used throughout history to contain threats or lock intruders out.
There, I totally glossed over that map, but let's go ahead and run back
That
up this way.
Ogden's a cranky old boulder, isn't he? At least he's on our side.
Calling Ogden a boulder is definitely interesting. I wouldn't want to try to make him even crankier. But let's be careful as we jump around this way. Ancient spearhead. Carcass shell, which is really cool. An open chest. What's inside the chest? Step away. What did that say? Exotic spices and mold. We have an archaic hammer. This carcass shell is really cool to see. There's Elonian seat, which is something similar to what we are looking for, as Triasa was a legendary Elonian who defeated Palawajoko, of course. And I think we might need to go up onto the top floor. So let's just give ourselves some swiftness to navigate around here a little bit easier, of course. There's a weathered crest. Not what we need.
Nope. I think I saw a book on ancient history over here.
Journal of Lord Valador. Let's take this journal.
Well, these look nice and dusty.
And then back this way into the southern wing.
Ogden said we should check the crates.
We said check the crates. There's a jade worm there. I see this Elonian basket, sack of crystal sand. Nope. What about this basket? Can we even get to it? Maybe not. But he said, check the crates. There's an Alonian vase. Where did Marjorie go? I think I just heard the ley line anomaly. An open trunk? Nothing related to Tirai Asa. Let's try to get up here. Looks like we can jump this way. Or we can examine the jade worm, which looks incredibly cool, by the way.
Let's keep searching.
Let's take the basket.
Nicely done.
And then return to Magister Stone Healer once again. Hello, Ogden, where we are definitely ready. Let's check in with Marjorie and the tome, where we just saw the echo of Tirai Asa.
Right there.
Let's go ahead. What should we do next? Accompany the ghostly hero. Let's go ahead and stay close to the echo.
My people came to the desert and built a great temple. While we labored, we were set upon by the stewards of the desert, the forgotten. They slaughtered my people, and now another ghost sits upon my throne. I beseech you, help me return to the temple.
We need to help the ghostly hero reclaim his throne. Are you ready? Here we go. I hope this works.
Let's go ahead and capture this. We have an enemy ghostly hero, and we are about to participate in 3 different challenges, if I recall correctly. And if I recall correctly, these 3 challenges are based on 3 different missions that take place during the Prophecies campaign in the original Guild Wars. Where in the Crystal Desert, when you go there during the Prophecies campaign, there are 4 missions. The 4th is through Glint's Lair, which is kind of like what we did before. But then the first of the 3 missions, in order to access Glint's Lair, are 3 different kind of like trials found throughout the Crystal Desert. You have to do 3 different things, and we're about to do miniature versions of each of those missions, which I think is just really, really fun. But here we need to just capture this, and it looks like this is kind of a long control point to capture, and we can just sit here for a while. I guess technically there's actually 5 missions where we have to enter Augury Rock. I completely forgot about the existence of Augury Rock, which is an incredibly cool mountain, where these trials are in order to gain access to Augury Rock, and within Augury Rock you ascend, and then I think once you're ascended you can enter Glint's Lair. Is that how the storyline works? I should probably double check that. It's been a minute since I've done the Prophecies campaign, where you need to become ascended in order to see the Mersat specifically is the reason why we did that, if I recall correctly. But inside of Augury Rock, upon completing these 3 challenges, you fight the doppelganger of yourself, which is an iconic mission because it's considered the single easiest and fastest mission in all of Guild Wars. But it's also just a really cool story beat, and I love the idea of fighting the doppelganger of yourself in order to overcome yourself in a challenge. And we just capture this control point. And what's our next move? We can go ahead and follow the Echo of Tirai Asa to our second challenge.
Lead me safely, and I will perform the ritual to burn away your earthly imperfections.
Feels like we've taken a step back in time.
So we were in that area, now we can head this way, where we're going into the west area. May Balthazar grant us strength and courage, the god of war, of course. And we need to overcome the tainted spirits. Here we can kill those, and then I'm waiting for the next one as Tirai heads this way. I think here we just want to kill everything as fast as possible, basically. This tainted spirit has a lot of defenses, and it's also stealing life. Should be no challenge for S. Can we? Okay. And then over here, this tainted spirits. And then here. And then another tainted spirit. Try to spin his wind. There we go. We killed all the tainted spirits, and now the Echo of Trios can enter this ritual circle of some sort. Let's go ahead and find these shards. Follow the Echo of Trios' spirit once again.
Lastly, we have to combine the crystal shards.
Return here with the shards. I will perform the ritual to fuse them back together.
So we need to find 3 different shards. And I see one here. Looks like we have to kill everything first. So let's try to group up as best as we can. They're very easy to defeat. And I probably should not have chosen to do this, but maybe I can get the shard. There we go. And we have the Vision Crystal Pedestal. Vision Crystal is such an iconic item. But we can place that one, and then we have one all the way over here. Let's try to kill all these echoes as fast as possible. Where getting stunned is not going to help out our cause here. Let's do this Echo, and then we have this Veteran Echo, which we just obliterated. Let's go ahead and get this shard, and then we need to go over there next, but we have to return this one very quickly. Where, I guess we're out of combat, so the dodging doesn't really matter. We'll try also attacking these echoes. There we go. And now we have one final group this way. Let's try to do some damage. And the Veteran echoes right here. There we go. We have this Bowmaster that came back this way. And there we go. We're just trying to get this really quickly. And I think we have an achievement to complete the 3 trials for the Torch of Divine Fire in 8 minutes or less, and we have 36 seconds left, so let's get this shard over here very quickly. And we got that. Let's go ahead and take the Torch of Divine Fire.
Vision crystal is complete. The gaze of the gods shall be focused upon you, and your path will be made clear. May Balthazar grant us strength.
And once again, we can return to Magister Stone Healer, where let's run down here and speak with all of them.
I was right.
Pause past the trials. We have what we need.
Very good. Be careful on your journey. We don't have any information on what's inside that cave.
Where we can say this fire, it's not hot. Could it be dangerous? And of course it could. Where the fire could fade over time, and once the wax seal is broken, we can't repeat the ritual. Where we can give the torch to Marjorie, and we can go ahead and get our rewards, including some mystic coins from a return to achievement, I think. But we can then go ahead and return to the Silver Wastes, where Logan says Arizona and I are all together at the Pack's forward base in the Shiver Peak, or in the Silver Wastes, not the Shiver Peaks. The Assault on Mordramoth is about to happen. Troops are gathering here. What are you waiting for? Come join us at Camp Resolve. Looking forward to seeing you, Logan. Let's return to Camp Resolve. Into Pact Assaulted, which is maybe not a good name for a story mission we're entering, where we're at the Pact camp here in the Silver Wastes. But it is nice to meet with all of our friends as we begin to prepare to set off into the western parts of Maguma as we try to find Mordramoth.
Good to see you.
And here's our friends. including Bram hanging out with Erstagauken.
Everyone, this is my son, Bram.
What did you say?
Yes, I see the resemblance.
We're chatting with Logan, and apparently is Air's son. In fact, I didn't know when I first met him. You didn't know that? Interesting. Hey. Saw no point in mentioning it. Bram was raised by his father. It was a great honor to meet y'all. I've heard stories of your deeds since I was young, says Bram. Where we can go ahead and talk about Glint's egg, but Kaith ran off with it. Where Kaith came through here not long ago, but she didn't stay and barely talked to us. She said she had something she had to do. If Zosha hadn't noticed her, we'd have missed her entirely. Where she did not say about where she was going, but it was a matter of life or death. She took off before we could even offer to help. Don't be too angry with her. She's independent and stubborn. Where we need to try to figure out where Kaith went.
We're under attack! Stations, everyone!
Where Kamprazov is under attack. Get to the south gates where we have Logan
Am I
here.
the only one surprised to learn Air has secret progeny?
Nope, didn't see that one coming.
A good time for that discussion, and of course it is definitely interesting to see that Air does indeed have a son with Bram. Let's go ahead and go this way. It's cool to see Logan and Zosha hanging out together here, working together. Go ahead, try to kill these Mordrum. And we need to prevent Mordrum from breaching the south gates, which I think we kind of failed on that, but let's go ahead and just try to kill as many Mordrum as possible. And this might just be where we have to kill all of them. Where we just lost that cannon there, which is not a good thing. You can see more Mordrum coming this way. It's definitely not a good thing. And now we have vines inside of Kamprazov. Where we need to fall back.
Everyone back! Fall back!
And let's try to reinforce the northern gates. This is going bad. It looks like we are preparing to launch an assault on Mordremoth, but Mordremoth himself has launched his own assault, maybe to try to prevent us from launching ours. Where we can run this way and fight Traherne alongside Rox, alongside Air, alongside Bram, alongside Frostbite, alongside many other soldiers. Where there's a lot of action going on over here with some Mordrum Tindrils. And we can defend the Mordrum, or defeat the Mordrum that reached the gate. Where let's go ahead and just stand our ground here, kill this Mordrum husk. And then you have a ton of Mordrum wolves that are coming in that's just completely avoided my attacks. And here that you can just try to annihilate. There's a Minder that we should probably try to deal with first. This wolf is really just running past everybody.
We need to retreat.
This
We're going to
isn't
fall
over
back
yet.
even further, where both of the gates have been fully breached by the Mordrum, and now the Mordrum have just completely overtaken Kamprazov. And let's do our best to deal with the threat here, where we have some Mordrum wolves here. Go ahead and defend these two, and then we should have more to deal with as well, with like this Mordrum wolf. And two this way, Mordrum Troll, and Minder coming this way. It's interesting to see Mordrum Trolls specifically. Very cool looking model. But this free packed troops trapped by the Vine Chamber, so let's get this way. And this Vine Chamber should maybe... there we go. Let's get over here to through this Vine Chamber. And then we need to find the third one all the way over there. We're currently trapped, but I can dodge here. And there's the third one, and now we need to defeat the Mordrum attacking the armory. So let's get over this way. And Zosha says there's Mordrum everywhere, and I feel like there's just more and more Mordrum that are showing up, and I keep getting entangled. And I keep getting knocked down as well. Trying to deal with this group here. I don't see anything specifically to attack. And you just keep getting more and more overwhelmed. So let's go ahead and call in an airstrike.
Fall back!
Fall back. Let's grab this signal torch. And we have torch strike, light signal fires, and foes alike. Where we need to get up to the signal fire. Our flesh golem is just holding the ground over here. With this double dodge, this break stun, let's heal. And then let's get up to the signal fire. So much chaos just rains down around us. And we can rain down some of ours. And through our airships and this airstrike, we have just completely devastated Morgemoth here and used something very powerful that we have in order to directly defeat the Morgem here. Let's go ahead and run back to Traherne next to Casimir's hanging out here, and we can say the pack pulled it off. I worried the Morgem would overrun us, but we were successful. And where the dragon is fully awake and before its minions can swarm the staging area, or before the dragon is fully awake, we'll launch our ships as soon as we're ready. Where we have a mission we need to do before we join up with Traherne, where we can wish Traherne best of luck, and we can check in with Logan here, and we can say that no, she was just gone, I wish I knew what she was thinking, and Kaith wasn't afraid of Logan, where Kaith is a very linear thinker, and we can say our goodbyes to Logan as we have completed the Pact Assotted story mission and got a celebration booster.
How long have we known Kaith? She doesn't think like other people, but she chose the path of good.
You saw how she hightailed it out of here to go after the egg? It had her attention the moment it was mentioned. Maybe we should tag along, try to find Kaith.
No, Zoja, we promised to go with the Pact. They're counting on us. Morale would drop if we left now.
Reminds me of...
Don't even say it.
Of course, the Pact need Logan and Zoja to be on the airships. But let's go ahead and leave this instance and return to the Silver Wastes, where we can go ahead and try to find Kaith once again. For now that we have the Divine Fire and now that we have seen the Pact off, where they are going to be leaving further into Maguma very soon in order to find Morgemoth, we can go ahead and do our own mission before meeting up with them, where we can see that the Skrit tunnels have been deactivated because the Skrit Scratch has been overtaken by bandits, so we just need to clear this out really quickly. And this is always an easy event to do with some easy bandits to kill. And then we can go ahead and enter the Skrit tunnel, and of course we are going to be going back towards that cave entrance. So let's go ahead and avoid all of the potential dangers that are around here. But this area has a lot of history and has had a lot of violence, and I guess currently the Morgem are attacking, but when the Morgem aren't attacking, it feels like a really peaceful area to be at. Let's go ahead and just jump over this, enter the mystery cave with this story mission, and we can go ahead and do the final mission of Living World Season 2.
Looks like somebody's been here recently.
So this is where we're planting the last seed.
Kaith was in here years ago, so it's as good a place as any.
The boss's last memory vision showed Wynn running into here. Kaith and Fowlin were right behind her.
If this place is of any importance, maybe we'll find something that will lead us to her.
Okay, boss. Would you like to do the honors?
Where we can go ahead and wave the fire around.
Do your thing. We'll watch your back.
Let's go ahead and interact with the mysterious wall, and potentially Morgem will be attacking us as we do this.
Can you go any faster? We've got company.
So we just used it once, and now we have to use it 2 additional times. This is Morgem Wolf is going to attack us. They're not doing a really good job of defending me.
Protect the boss!
Where can we try here? Let's strike this Morgem Wolf. There we go. And now we have our third spot here that we can go ahead and use the Divine Fire onto this spot.
What's happening?
And as we activated this, all the Mordrim ran away. There's a ley line anomaly there, and you can chat with Marjorie again. Where Rox is really chasing after them, but it seems like this was like warding them off, where we can have them carry the flame.
Take longer than others. Thanks for opening the cave for us.
They acted like that was like the worst thing in the world to do when I've done it so many times.
Come on, boss. Let's see what's inside.
Let's go inside. Into the mystery cave.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'll light the way. Stay close.
And it is very, very dark in here. But we can explore the cavern as Rox lights the way. And we have discovered the sealed cavern, a new part of the Silver Waste. So we got some new map art here. I think that's officially everything, because I don't think there's anything right there. But there are cave spiders in here. No more trim, but there are cave spiders. So let's go ahead and deal with that one.
Half the cave system knows we're here by now.
And then we can continue with our friends this way. Nasty looking cobweb right there. Very cool looking. And it seems like this place hasn't been traveled through in a very, very long time.
What are these
Where
things?
potentially the last people here were Kaith, Wynn, and Fallon up until us, but potentially Kaith is here as well. Where the Forgotten potentially built up something in this area, where we see that the cave entrance was sealed with Forgotten magics, and now we see some defenses in this tunnel system were potentially created by the Forgotten as Marjorie ponders there. And we have more of them coming this way.
You should know I'm not
Maybe something behind us as well. Just these two. Which should be pretty easy to deal with, except for this one healing a lot, but still very easy to deal with. And this feels kind of like a classic escort mission in some ways, but it's also just us working our way through this entire tunnel system as we begin to reach the end of the tunnel, and we can find this specific cavern that we have been thinking about being here, as we are inside of the sealed cavern, and we can come around to see an absolutely incredible area. So it seems like the Forgotten built something indeed, where this is just a magnificent area that kind of resembles what we saw in our vision. Let's check with Rox and our friends.
What is this place?
Wait. Boss, didn't you say there was a golden location in your vision?
Does it feel like this is the place to plant the final seed? What's your intuition telling you?
Right, let's go ahead and find the strong memory where there's some stools and steins, a bristle burn bush. And we can come around here to see this opening. And then a sleeping sack right here. Let's go ahead, plant this seed.
You're not leaving until you tell me the truth.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Because I need to know. We need to know. Tell me what you and Mother were talking about that day.
Fallon, this isn't necessary. Please, Fallon, stop this. Please. I promised our mother I wouldn't tell anyone. Please. Let's go talk to her.
I'll make you wish you'd never left the dream, traitor.
Where let's encourage Wynn to tell what she knows. Where Wynn, just tell her what she wants to know and we can go home. Fallon says that she is betraying us all. It is as clear as the tears on her face. Where Fallon, maybe this has gone far enough. She says no, it hasn't gone far enough. Maybe pain will make her talk. I saw a bristleburn bush plant on the way in. Watch her, Keith. I'll be back shortly. The centaurs didn't have to die. You must see that she's going too far this time, don't you? And she's dragging you along with her. We can say I need time to think.
I can't tell her what she's asking for, Keith. You've seen what Fallon's capable of. She massacred those centaurs.
They attacked first. She had to defend herself.
She struck first. He was unarmed.
No, I don't think she'd...
She'll torture me until I tell my secret. That will be the end of our kind.
The end of Sylvari? What do you mean?
We come from the jungle dragon. We belong to it. We're meant to serve it.
You're lying!
I saw it in my dream. And if Fallon knew, she wouldn't keep it a secret. She'd use it against Mother. When word got out, the world would see us as monsters. You know her. All she wants is power. Think. She will break me unless you kill me first. Fallon must never learn. Please, kill me now. She's coming.
I will bear your pain, sister.
Hurry.
What have you done? Did she talk?
No. Nothing of consequence.
Hey, boss. You back? Keith is here.
And there's the biggest drop of Living Road Season 2, and maybe the biggest drop of the entirety of Guild Wars 2 up until this point, where the Sylvari, one of the 5 playable races, we, as Sylvari, are minions of the Elder Dragon Mordremoth, where we see different dragon minions like the Risen of Zaitan and the Destroyers of Primordus. We, the Sylvari, are Mordrim, where the Mordrim are also, of course, minions of Mordremoth, where we see that Scarlet Briar learned about this and fell into madness, into Mordremoth's madness. And now we have Keith acting a little strange as well, where let's go ahead and run this way, where we can go ahead and confront her, where she knows about this, as Wynn told her herself. Pull out our sword, meet up with Keith here. Was that a memory seed I saw? And we can say it was. Our mother gave it to me. Our mother, she led you to this knowledge. Why? We can say, tell me, is it true? Which part? Did I murder one of my fellow firstborn? Do we Sylvari come from an elder dragon? Yes, it's all true. And we can say, you need to give me the egg right
The egg
now.
must be protected. You and I are on the same side. Don't ever forget that, my friend.
The dragon shadow is upon us.
Boss, can you hear me? We're cut off. I'll try to help you from out here.
And now we have the final boss of Living Road Season 2. What Zaitan was to the personal story, what Scarlet Briar was to Living Road Season 1, we have the enemy of the Shadow of the Dragon, an enemy that we as a Sylvari character have experienced since episode, what was it, like 31 or something? I don't entirely remember, of this Let's Play series where we fought the Shadow of the Dragon in the Sylvari starting tutorial mission. And then in episode 4 at the World Summit, we saw the Shadow of the Dragon attack the road leaders in the grove and severely damage the pale tree. And now we have an opportunity to fight this incredible beast here. Where it has now dove in here, and we need to light these fires to light a ring of divine fire, where Bram is going to send us some here. Let's go ahead, light this, and then we also have traps on the ground here we need to avoid. He's going to shield us like that. Let's get another thing of divine fire, give ourselves some swiftness, come here really quickly. There we go. Another divine fire. Go ahead and light this one. I think we're about to... Oh yeah, we got interrupted there. Let's dodge that. Try this again. And now we have a bubble. Thank you, Bram. Let's go ahead and run back to the center. Wait for this divine fire and quickly get over here. And we got a bubble, which is very good for us. And then we can complete this ring. Let's summon our flesh golem for some extra damage. And then let's go ahead and start attacking this enemy. We got the Shadow of the Dragon. We want to deal as much damage as we possibly can. Where we just got stunned, which is very unfortunate. Some invulnerability, and we got the enemy down to 50%. We got some smothering shadows, which are going to extinguish the ring of divine fire. And then we need to do all of that again. Where, let's go ahead and avoid that. And then avoid any enemies that come and attack us. Where we have the shadow tendrils once again. We can also see Mordrim attacking our friends on the outside, while we are trapped inside of this boss arena here, which I just really love, like when boss arenas are incorporated into boss fights. It's a really important part of the game. I was trying to get out of that, but we can just stun break. And now we can go ahead and light the ring of divine fire once again. We need to avoid that. And then let's go ahead, get over to here. Bram might shield us. There we go. There's like kind of a long cooldown on the shield, so we need to be careful about that. But oh, I was a little too slow there. And now we have smothering shadows we need to deal with. Where we can use the divine fire in order to attack them, I think. I'm going to get interrupted here because Bram doesn't want to help. Okay, let's use this divine fire. Bram put the shield on that area. Don't know why exactly he would do that, but let's go ahead and grab this divine fire and let's kill this smothering shadow first. We need to prioritize that, and then get that over to here. Of course, Bram, please. Let's go ahead, light this one. There we go, just in time. We can dodge out. And then another divine fire should hit the center, and I'm guessing there's, yes indeed, a smothering shadow that we can easily kill, and then get a divine fire again. And then Bram, you have one job. Can you do it this time? Looks like we don't even need it. Where we now have the Shadow of the Dragon coming up once again. Let's go ahead and start throwing down these wells, and let's try to kill this enemy. One of the coolest monsters in all of Guild Wars 2, in my opinion. And there we go. As the shadow of the dragon dies, we got a bonus achievement there. And Keith, once again, ran off with the egg.
Okay, if that's how you want to play.
Looks like might still be alive. Can run up here to kill with the divine fire. And there we go. Can get a cool look at all the eyes on the head of this dragon.
That was the same dragon that attacked the grove. You brought it down for good.
You were amazing. And now Tyria has one less dragon minion to worry about. The perfect warm-up to take down Mortarmoth.
We won the battle, but we lost Keith.
She fled during the attack.
I've had it with her secrets. I know my mother trusts her, but I don't. She took the egg, and we need to get it back.
We're out of memory seeds. Her guild knows her better than anyone. Destiny's Edge may have an idea of where she's gone.
We should hurry back to Camp Resolve. With everything we had to deal with here, the Pact fleet may have already launched.
And we see the Pact fleet completely and totally annihilated by Mortarmoth, where it looks like he learned that the airships are a little bit of a threat, but how we dealt with Zaitan with the airships definitely did not work there against Mortarmoth, and that leads us into the Heart of Thorns expansion.
The dragon is rising. And no one in Tyria is safe from its deadly reach. But we can break free from destiny. It will require strength, strategy, and insight.
You can't trust Sylvari. They belong to the dragon now. Stop treating us like monsters. We are not the enemy.
We take the fight to Mortarmoth!
Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns, the game's first expansion, with so many questions and mysteries, where we see that many Sylvari have turned to the Jungle Dragon. We have prologue Rally to Maguma, where we can report to Red Rock Bastion, but that is going to be for the next episode, where today, a little bit of a longer episode, we finally and officially completed Living World Season 2, where next episode might also be a relatively lengthy episode. We can go ahead and begin our adventures in the Heart of Thorns expansion, which is just so exciting, and I'm very excited to get into the first expansion of the game. You can see here, Heart of Thorns 1 Prologue Rally to Maguma, where we can prepare for the next battle, the war against Mordramoth, try to find out what happened to the Pack Fleet, try to save whoever is left alive from the devastating defeat that they just experienced. We need to find Kaith, we need to figure out what is going on with the Sylvari being minions to the Elder Dragon, Mordramoth, and we need to fight back against Mordramoth, starting in Heart of Thorns next. I hope you all enjoyed the Living World Season 2 and this episode. I also hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time on the Road of Tyria. Goodbye.